So, good afternoon, one and all.
हाँ राघवेंद्र सर क्या हुआ?
ओके ओके, वीडियो ऑन करने के लिए। Okay, good afternoon to all the participants. So, we are going to introduce our fifth speaker of AICT sponsored Atal FDP. So, we have with Prasant Rajore. He is actually alumni from like IIT Bombay, and Prasant Rajore sir is the full-time faculty with the Art of Living. He is extensively conducted the Art of Living workshop over more than 40 countries, teaching participants the secret to the stress-free, happy and fulfilling life. And the sir, today talk is related to like stress management and work-life balance. So sir, over to you. Prasant sir. Sir, kindly unmute your mic.
प्रशांत सर नमस्ते सर।
सर
राघवेंद्र सर मैं उनको कॉल कर रहा हूँ।
ओके ओके।
हाँ प्रशांत सर अभी सुना जा रहा है सर? प्रशांत सर
लेफ्ट कर दे।
नहीं मैं उनको बोला इको आ रहा है राघवेंद्र सर। प्रशांत सर अभी आपको अभी सुन पा रहे हैं?
हाँ अभी आवाज आ रही है।
नमस्ते सर। राघवेंद्र सर फिर से आप इंट्रोड्यूस कर लीजिए क्योंकि तब साथ सुन नहीं पा रहे थे। Over to Raghavan sir.
Okay. Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes. So, as that this is the fifth session of the FDP, because the FDP is already continue from yesterday onwards, from 22 February, and so this is the fifth session, and so the fifth session speaker is Professor Prashant Rajore. He is at the alumni of IIT Bombay, and Prashant Rajore sir is the full-time faculty members with the Art of Living. He has extensively conducted the Art of Living workshops in more than 40 countries, teaching participant the secret to the stress-free and happy and fulfilling life. So the today topic is stress management and work-life balance. So sir, welcome to you and over to you, sir.
Okay. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. And
Thank you, sir. Welcome, sir.
It is an honor for me to, conduct a session for your esteemed organization through the FDP program. And it is my honor and privilege to be helpful to many of our listeners today. Now, if you have a pen and paper with you, you can pull it out. Okay. And I'm going to ask you certain questions. If you can jot down the answers, I don't need to know the answers, but for your own self, you jot down the answers. Okay. So the first question is, what is stress and what are the symptoms of stress? Okay. So you can jot down your answer. We have about 1 minute to write down an answer. Maybe we may not be able to define what is stress, but more importantly, what do you feel? What are the emotions and feelings you go through when you experience stress? So you can start writing now. We have 10 more seconds to write. Okay. So many of us have written many answers, but I'm sure connected with stress, the emotions which come up are fear, insecurity, sadness, guilt, frustration, anger, then anxiety, tension. So these are all indications that we are going through a period of stress. And the reverse is easy to identify. What is stress-free life? Where we are happy, joyful, where we are doing everything, whatever we want to do. So when we are not happy, it is indicating that we are going through a period of stress. Okay. And what is stress? Stress is we have too many things to do with very little time or very little resources at hand. That is what is stress. If you have far too many things to do and you think I don't have enough time or I don't have enough capacity. That is what stress is. Now, we are all working and we have no control about how many things we have to do. It depends on the job we do, and we have to do whatever has been or whatever is expected from us to fulfill the job. Then we have very little time. Now, another thing is we all have 24 hours in our life, and every single human being on this planet has this 24 hours. Nobody has a second extra and nobody has a second less. So this factor also we cannot control. And the third factor is where we feel that we don't have a capacity. Okay, but we can all increase or improve our capacities, and that is how we handle stress. Okay, we cannot cut down our responsibilities, we cannot increase the time, but we can improve our capacities. Okay, so capacities are of two types. One is the physical capacity and the other is the mental capacity. Okay, now physically also we need to be strong. You know, if a car is having a race, if a car racer is going through a race, the car has to be strong, but the driver also has to be good, isn't it? So our body, physical body, has to be strong, and our mind also has to be good, in a good state, in a strong state. Okay, now regarding the body, many people have told us many things. You know, you do some exercises, go for a walk, do some stretches, do many things, but many people don't know how to make the mind strong. Okay, so we have never been told how to make our mind strong. People have told us what are the signs of a strong mind. What is the sign of a strong mind? The ability to be calm, the ability to be relaxed, the ability to be smiling and joyful, the ability to be enthusiastic. These are all signs of a mind that is strong. But how do we make the mind strong? That is the question, and we have never been given knowledge about that. All our education has been only on the scientific aspect of life, on the socialistic aspect. You know, we learn sociology, we learn sciences, social science, sociology, or all those things are also called sciences only. So that scientific aspect, that intellectual aspect, we have been trained, but we have never been trained to handle the mind, the mental aspect of our being. Okay, and that is where we come. We that is the, you know, the basis for us having this session. How do we make our mind strong? Now there are few ways, you know, which we can make, by which we can make our mind strong. Okay, so the first way is, you know, our food, the type of food we eat. Okay, I will not talk much about food, but you know, if there is a car which is designed for petrol, and if you put diesel in it, will the car function? Most probably not. And even if it functions, how will it function? It will give out a lot of smoke, give out a lot of noise, make a lot of jerks, and that is how the car will function, right? In the same way, we are an animal. Human being is an animal, and every animal is designed for a particular type of food. And if we give it the right type of food, then we will not have the jerks and the smoke and, you know, the poor functioning of the body and the mind. Okay. Now, food is a topic which is which has a variety of aspects, and I can talk about it for years, but we need to focus on food. What is the right food? So we can experiment, see what food suits us more than the others, when our mind is more calmer, when the mind is more happier, when the mind is more relaxed. You try out some vegetarian diet for some few days, maybe 15-20 days, see what is the state of your mind. You try out, if you're a non-vegetarian, you try out non-vegetarian diet and see how your mind is. And if you're in vegetarian also, you know, what type of vegetables, what are, so you can, by your own research, you can recognize what type of food suits you. And 90 to 95% in the world, people in the world, they report, when I travel in 15, 20 days, 1 month, they say with a vegetarian diet, their mind is much more calmer, they're much more happier, and they are much more relaxed. Okay, this is the experience of 90 to 95% people. And if it is not your experience, you are a part of the remaining 5-10%, and nothing wrong with it. Okay. Then the second thing is our quality of sleep. Our sleep should be such that when we wake up in the morning, we should be wanting to conquer the world. That is how we were when we were a small child. When we were stress free, we would sleep, and when we would wake up, we were willing to do whatever was told to us till the age of 6, 7. And even now, when we see small children that age, they're full of enthusiasm, they're full of joy. But as they grow older, they start saying, I want to sleep a little longer, 5 minutes of extra sleep. And for us, more often than not, when we wake up, we want that extra half an hour of sleep. We are not very fresh when we wake up. I wish I had that extra half an hour to sleep. And even if we get that extra half an hour, we recognize that we are still not very fresh. And why is it so? Because the quality of sleep is not good. We may be having the right quantity of sleep, but the quality of sleep might not be adequate. Okay, so we need to focus. What are the factors which put our sleep out of gear? First is the food. I told you, the body is a machine, it will not function properly. Then the second is excess of tea, coffee. Then the third is lack of exercise, adequate exercise. And fourth, fifth, and sixth factors, you will be surprised. Fourth is alcohol, fifth is smoking, and sixth is tobacco. These three factors affect the quality of our sleep. And though there are many more, many of us, we do a lot of traveling, and there is jet lag and this. And the last factor, we have this device. What is it called? A cell phone. And many of us, till the time our eyes don't close, we are, watching our cell phone or its elder brother, the television, isn't it? And when our mind is awake at the time of sleeping, or alert at the time of sleeping, then we are more likely to get up again and again in the night. So some factors we can bring under control, some factors we cannot bring under control. And that is where the third and fourth factor, which I'm going to talk about, becomes important. Sometimes we cannot handle the diet, sometimes we cannot handle our activities, and we have to live with whatever is happening around. The traveling has to be there, the tea, coffee consumption has to be there, many things have to be there, we cannot stop it. So the third factor is breath. Okay. So if you see, every emotional pattern or every emotion we go through is connected to a particular breath pattern. When we are angry, we all breathe in a particular way. When we are sad, we all breathe in a particular way. And the most obvious is when we are tired, we get back home and we sit on the sofa or the chair. What is the breath which comes out as we sit on the sofa or chair? Okay, so that is the breath of relief. In the same way, if a person is really sick, then every 2-3 breath, that person moans. He makes this sound. Mummy, Amma, Ayo. And we tell that person to keep quiet. That person keeps quiet for maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and again all those sounds start. Why? Because that moaning is the breath of healing. In the same way, if we can learn to breathe happy, then we can become happy. If we can learn to breathe stress-free, then we can become stress-free. If we can learn to be enthusiastic, to breathe enthusiastic, then we will be enthusiastic. It is all connection with our breath. And involuntarily, we may have seen all the sportsmen doing it. If a person is about to lift up weights, you will see him breathe in a particular way. If a person, divers especially, we can observe, just before they are going to dive into the swimming pool, they will breathe in a particular way, and involuntarily they are somewhere connecting to the breath of concentration, focus, and that is why they are able to focus. So there are many breathing exercises, and these breathing exercises, according to the yogic sciences, is called pranayams. And pranayams have a direct connection to our mind. Okay, and Sudarshan Kriya, though it is not a pranayam, again it is a breathing technique. There are some of us who have done Sudarshan Kriya, learned Sudarshan Kriya. That breath helps us, calm down the mind, increase the energy levels, enthusiasm, increase our capacities. And the fourth is a calm and a happy state of mind. And how do we keep our mind calm? Usually in life, what do we say? When I resolve a situation or I achieve my goal, I will be happy. I will be relaxed. See, what happens when we are happy? What is the state of our mind? Relaxed or disturbed? When we are happy, the mind is more relaxed. And what is the state of our body? Enthusiastic or lethargic when we are happy? Obviously, we are more enthusiastic when we are happy. Now, suppose we have a problem in front of us, which is the better way of handling the problem? Be stressed, be disturbed, and huff and puff and achieve your goal or overcome the difficulty, or be happy and overcome the difficulty and achieve your goal? Obviously, being happy, it will help us achieve a goal in a much better way. Why? Because the body is more enthusiastic and the mind is more relaxed. Okay, but that is not what we say. What do we say? I will solve the problem and then I'll be happy. It is like telling the doctor that I will take the medicines, but after I become all right. What is the use of medicines after we become all right? In the same way, what is the use of happiness after we have achieved our goals? We require happiness to achieve our goals. We need to be stress-free to achieve our goals. Many people, we say, no, we have this thought in our mind, after I retire, I'll be relaxed and stress-free. We really don't know we are going to live that long to go through that. No, we might die before, isn't it? So we can be relaxed, we can be stress-free, and then we can achieve whatever we need to do in life. And that is what Art of Living is all about. We learn various tools and techniques through which we learn to calm down the mind, we learn to make it enthusiastic. And when the mind changes, then we are able to make an impact on our life. See, if we really observe life, there are two types of strength, physical strength and mental strength. Now, suppose we put Bill Gates on one side and we put a farmer on the other side. Who's more physically strong? Most probably the farmer is going to be physically stronger than Bill Gates. And who's mentally more strong? Bill Gates is mentally more strong compared to the farmer. And if you see who's more successful in life, who has achieved more, who is more rich? Bill Gates. Why? Because he is mentally strong. So in life, our mental strength has much more value than our physical strength. Physical strength is required. I'm not saying if Bill Gates should be a very weak person physically. Yeah, you require physical strength. But more important than physical strength is mental strength. And the ability to lead a stress-free life is a sign of mental strength. Okay. Hmm. So what is the secret? What is the secret to a stress-free life? Okay. Our ability to laugh and have fun in spite of whatever challenges we face in our life. In spite of whatever stresses we go through. Can we be happy? Can we be fun? Can we crack jokes? Can we be enthusiastic? Hmm. That is the sign of life. That is the secret of living a stress-free life. And the second aspect of all this, once we are happy, once we are relaxed, then all the work-life balances happen on its own. See, a weak person, he will see whether I should decide this or I should decide that, whether I should do this or do that. But if a person is strong, he will say, I will do this also and I will do that also. A person who's poor, he will think with my money whether I should buy a car or whether I should buy a scooter or something else with that same money. But a person who's really rich, he will say, I will buy this also and I will buy that also. No. Hmm. So that is what, when you become mentally strong, then there is no limit. There is no, life becomes choiceless. Why? You are able to do everything in life. Many of us, we are struggling with our work, and because we are struggling with our work, we carry our work at home. And many of us, we struggle with a family life. Sometimes we bring our work to, we bring our family to our work also. And that is what is lack of work-life balance. You look at work, you look at life. When you are smiling, when you are joyful, then we are able to balance that work life in a much better way. Okay. So I have spoken a lot. Many of us may be understanding what I am saying. Many of us may not be understanding what I am saying, but it is irrelevant. Now we will do something practical. We will, 1,000 words is not as good as a small experience. So in the next few minutes, we will experience what is relaxation, what is calmness of mind, how we can achieve it. Okay, so we will do some breathing exercise. We will do a meditation also. The fourth state, the calm and happy state, comes through meditation also. So we will do these breathing exercise, we will do a meditation, we will experience that calmness for ourselves, and after that I will speak for a few minutes, and then if you have any questions, I will address those questions also. Okay. So because everyone's camera is switched off, it will be helpful if a few of us can switch on our cameras, so that I know, people are understanding what I'm saying. Okay. So some of us, there are 70 plus people in this meeting here. So some of us can switch on our cameras. It will be helpful to me.
Some of the participants are requested to kindly turn on your video so that Guruji can able to, he will be directly interact with you all. Some of the participants are requested to kindly turn on your video, please.
Yeah, good. About 6-7 people have switched on their cameras. This is good enough. Okay.
Thank you,
If
Guruji.
if more want to switch on, most welcome. But this is good enough. So now we are going to learn or do a breathing technique called Bhastrika. Bhastrika gives us a lot of instant energy, especially when we are feeling sleepy, when we are feeling low on enthusiasm. This is a technique which can, immediately build up our enthusiasm and energy levels without having tea, coffee. Sometimes we have excess of tea, coffee, then we are not able to sleep in the night. Okay, so how do we do Bhastrika? We just follow. All of us can do like what I am doing. We use slight force in the in breath and out breath like this. Slight force while breathing in and out. Okay, so hands like this, loose fists near the shoulders, elbows near the chest, and shoulders also relaxed. Okay, let us take a normal deep breath in. एक साधारण सांस लीजिए and breathe out, and breathe in, hands up, and down. And relax. Very good. Now what we are not able to see is when the hands go up, the palms fist open. When the hands come down, the fist close. Okay, like this, like this. Okay, okay. Now what we did was a little demonstration, and we did a practice round. We are going to do 3 times Bhastrika, one after another. I'll give you the instructions, and you just follow the instructions. After that, we will do a short, simple meditation. Meditation simply means the art of doing nothing, and it is one of the easiest things to do in life. Okay, there are 3 rules to meditation, 3 guidelines to meditation. The first is I want nothing from my meditation. I don't want peace of mind, I don't want relaxation, I don't want joy, I don't want freedom from stress. I want nothing from meditation. The second rule is I am nobody. I am neither educated nor uneducated, rich nor poor, male nor female. I am nobody. And the third and the most important rule is I do nothing. I make no effort to concentrate. I make no efforts to calm down my mind, focus. I make no effort to even keep my body steady. If you feel like moving a body during meditation, you are most welcome to. Okay. So what do these 3 rules mean? Suppose I give you an instruction. Take your attention to the moon. Now instead of the moon, the sun comes up. Don't fight with the sun. Sun, go away, go away. Where is the moon? Where is the moon? Be with the sun. If sun and moon both don't come up, only flowers come up, be with flowers. If nothing comes up, be with that nothing. And in that process of doing nothing, automatically if the moon comes, good. Otherwise, don't worry. Okay, it's like listening to music. When we listen to songs, sometimes we don't follow the words, no, but we enjoy the music, right? In the same way, you don't have to understand what I'm saying, you just enjoy. Keep your eyes closed. And in the process of doing meditation, if you fall asleep, that is the best. Okay, so don't worry about sleeping also. Okay, so now we will do 3 times Bhastrika, what we learned right now, and then we will continue keeping our eyes closed and we will do a meditation. I'll give you some instructions. If you're able to understand and follow the instructions, good. If you're not able to understand and follow the instructions, very good. Okay. Now, one more thing about Bhastrika, which I forgot to tell you, is we will do all the 3 rounds of Bhastrika with our eyes closed. Okay. So let us close our eyes and take positions for Bhastrika. With a big smile, let us take a normal breath in. बड़ी मुस्कुराहट के साथ गहरी सांस लीजिए and breathe out और सांस छोड़िए. And let us begin. Breathe in, hands up, out. And relax. Let us keep our eyes closed and let us place our palms on the lap near the knee, open facing the ceiling. Once again, let us take positions for Bhastrika. With a big smile, let us take a deep breath in and breathe out. And let us begin. Breathe in, hands up. And relax. Palms near the knees, open facing the ceiling. Let us keep our eyes closed. Have a gentle smile on the face. If you're feeling some heat and sweat, it means our body and mind is becoming energized. Once again, let us take positions for Bhastrika, hands in loose fists near the shoulders. With a big smile, let us take a deep breath in and breathe out. And let us begin. Breathe in, out, in, out, in, out. And relax. Palms near the knees, open facing the ceiling. हथेली घुटने के पास, खुली आकाश की ओर. And now let us sit easily and comfortably. आराम से बैठ जाए. Let us keep our eyes closed. आंखें बंद रखें. We are sitting so easily and comfortably that we are not making any efforts to even sit. हम इतने आराम से बैठे हैं कि बैठने के लिए भी कोई प्रयत्न नहीं कर रहे. Our sitting is almost automatic. अपने आप से हम बैठे हुए हैं बिना प्रयत्न के. Let us relax the body. शरीर को ढीला छोड़ दे. And let there be a gentle smile on our face. चेहरे पे एक हल्की सी मुस्कुराहट हो. Some of us think we are smiling, but there is no smile on the face. हम में से कुछ लोगों को ऐसा लग रहा है कि हम मुस्कुरा रहे हैं, लेकिन चेहरे पे कोई मुस्कुराहट नहीं. Let that smile become a little bigger. और बड़ी मुस्कुराहट. And a bigger smile. और बड़ी मुस्कुराहट. Let us have the biggest smile possible. Big smile. जितनी बड़ी मुस्कुराहट रख सकते उतनी बड़ी मुस्कुराहट रखिए. बड़ी मुस्कुराहट. There are millions of cells in our body. हमारे शरीर में करोड़ों कोटि है, cells है. And each of these cells is having a big smile. शरीर के एक एक कोटों में एक बड़ी मुस्कुराहट. Every cell of your body is having a big smile. शरीर के हर एक कोटि में एक बड़ी मुस्कुराहट. Millions of smiles in millions of cells. करोड़ों कोटि में करोड़ी मुस्कुराहट. And as we have that big smile, very slowly, as slowly as possible, breathe in. जितना धीरे हो सकता है उतना धीरे सांस ले, मुस्कुराहट रखते हुए. And with a bigger smile, a very slow breath out. और बड़ी मुस्कुराहट के साथ धीरे से सांस छोड़े. Again with a big smile, a slow breath in. बड़ी मुस्कुराहट के साथ धीरे धीरे सांस ले. And a bigger smile, a very slow breath out. और बड़ी मुस्कुराहट के साथ धीरे से सांस छोड़े. ऐसा करते जाए. Let us continue doing this. Breathe in and out as slowly as possible with a big smile. बड़ी मुस्कुराहट के साथ धीरे धीरे सांस ले और धीरे धीरे सांस छोड़ते जाए. Without any efforts, बिना कोई प्रयत्न के. Let us not forget to smile. मुस्कुराते रहिए, भूले ना. And let us continue to breathe in and out as slowly as possible. जितना धीरे हो सकता है उतना धीरे सांस लेते जाए, छोड़ते जाए. and relax and let go और विश्राम करें. Relax the body. शरीर को ढीला छोड़ दे. Relax the mind. मन को भी ढीला छोड़ दे. Let go of all efforts. सभी प्रयत्न को छोड़ दे. And simply relax and have a deep rest. बस विश्राम करे, गहरा विश्राम. Let us take a deep breath in. एक गहरी सांस लीजिए. And breathe out और सांस छोड़िए. Let us take another deep breath in. एक और गहरी सांस लीजिए. And breathe out और सांस छोड़िए. Let us become aware of the body and the surroundings. शरीर और परिसर के प्रति सजग हो जाए. And taking our own time, very slowly we may open our eyes. धीरे से अपना समय लेते हुए हम अपनी आंखें खोल सकते हैं. Taking our own time, very slowly we may open our eyes. धीरे से अपना समय लेते हुए हम अपनी आंखें खोल सकते हैं. Okay. So how was it? अच्छा रहा?
Fine, so fine,
Relaxing?
sir. So fine.
जी
Yeah.
पूरा सुपर था.
Super था. हाँ. Others also, you can use the chat box and write down your experiences for me to know. We have 1 minute. If you liked, what did you like? If you didn't like, you can also share that also. So we have about 1.5 minutes to write our experiences. Good feeling. Okay. Very relaxing. Also slept. Okay. Great experience. Calmness. Relaxing. So beautiful state of mind. Okay. Didn't feel like opening eyes. Very good. Very good. Any other technique, please? Yeah. Okay. Beautiful feeling. Okay. So what the techniques which we learned here, can you explain Kapalbhati? It is not the time to do Kapalbhati. Otherwise, I would have explained. Very nice session. Conducting for us. Okay. So somebody was saying, no, more techniques, please. What we learned today is like learning the alphabet A, B. So we can learn, there are many techniques which we can learn. They take time to learn, and once we learn, then we put it in practice. And with this A, B, C, D, then you learn to put words, then you will learn to make sentences, paragraphs, and then that is how you write a very beautiful life story. Okay. Now, हमने हिंदी में कई बार सुना है ना, मन जीता तो जग जीता, है ना? This is what? If you are able to win our mind, and what is the sign of our ability to win the mind? That mental calmness, that serenity, that happiness. Now, whatever state we have achieved, it will last for a few minutes. But if you are able to maintain that calmness for a long time, then we will recognize that every work we do becomes more and more easy and effortless. There are people who don't do anything and their mind is calm. That type of calmness is of no value. And there are people who do everything in life. And doing everything, if you are able to maintain your calmness, your joy, your enthusiasm, that is what is man jeeta to jag jeeta. If you win your mind, and all these techniques help us, capture the mind. This mind cannot be controlled directly. So little by little, step by step, we learn to handle the mind. And then we reach a state of mind where, nothing shakes us. There are two types of people on this planet. One, who get affected by whatever is happening around them. Somebody tells them some nasty word, they get affected. They feel that their life is in danger, their thoughts are in danger, their ideas are in danger. they get affected by whatever the world does to them. And then there are other types of people, they impact situations around them, they impact people around them. And what type of a person you would like to be? One who gets affected by what people say, what people do to you, or you affect people and you turn around people's points of views. Okay, and obviously we would like to be the second type, right? And to be the second type, we have to stop being the first type. We can be provoked by whatever is happening around us, or we can be calm, enthusiastic, joyful, and then impact every situation, no matter how difficult that situation is. Take it up as a challenge and move on with life. Okay, so now if you have any questions, the best way is you put it in the chat box and I will read those questions, and then I will give those answers. Because if everyone unmutes, no, then we will lose out. You know, a lot of people will be speaking at the same time.
Sir,
So I
one
have
question in
spoken.
the chat box, sir.
Yeah,
Like
Rajendra.
from Gani Kosi, sir, what is the necessity of doing lots of things in the life? At the end, everything will become useless.
Very good. Very good. If this question has arisen in your mind, then you should congratulate yourself. Why you should congratulate yourself? It means that your mind has become a little mature. From the LKG, it has gone to UKG. You have started questioning your existence. Why am I doing whatever I am doing? Why is this existence at all there? Anyway, I'm going to die one day. So what is the use of doing all this? Okay. So there is a secret about the answer to this question. The secret is the person who knows the answer will never tell you. And the person who tells you the answer does not know. Okay. So keep on asking this question. Don't give up this question, because if you give up this question, you will go back to LKG. But if you continue being with the question, then you will go to first, second, third, fourth standard. This question will take you to PhD also. Okay. So good. This is a very beautiful thing which has happened to you. Don't give it up. Keep on asking the question. Whatever answers you get, you put them in the garbage bin. And you keep on taking the question, asking yourself again and again, every few days, few weeks. And it will give you a lot of depth. And one day you will get the answer. And when you get the answer, you will also recognize that this answer cannot be shared with anyone else. That is why a person who knows the answer will never share. Okay.
Any other question from any of the participant? And any other question from the participant? And sir, one question in the chat box from Chitralekha Jaina. Sir, I am always busy in our life, not getting time for myself, which I always want. What to do if spending some time in doing meditation or reading some books? I think I am wasting time.
See, as we said earlier, no, every single human being on this planet has the same 24 hours. And yet every person achieves different things in those 24 hours. What a security person of your campus achieves in his 24 hours is not what you achieve. What you achieve is not what your colleagues achieve. What your colleagues achieve is not what your chief minister or your prime minister achieves, is not what Bill Gates achieves. Everyone achieves different things. Everyone has the same 24 hours, but they achieve different things. And why they are able to achieve different things in the same 24 hours? It is their ability to handle time. Okay. So people who are weak are not able to handle time effectively. Learn to handle time effectively, you will recognize that you are able to do many more things. You will do all the important things which are important to you in your life, and you will have enough time to do wasteful activities also. Okay, and meditation is one of those activities which will help you increase your capacities. Now, many people, whenever I travel, many people ask me, you're from IIT, you could have made a fortune for yourself. Why are you teaching art of living, and why are you talking about pranayams and meditation? So a small personal experience I will share with you all. I learned the art of living program. I learned meditation, the breathing techniques when I was 19 in my first year of IIT. The beginning of second semester, and the first semester was an eye opener for me. Why? Because till that time I was used to topping my class, and in the first semester of IIT I found myself in the bottom 1/3 of the class. In spite of my best efforts, my grades did not improve, and I was little stressed. I started wondering, if this continues, what is going to happen to me? Am I going to get a good job? Will I be able to go abroad and study? All those questions were affecting my mind. And that was the time I learned meditation. Now, second semester, my SGPI remained same, 6.8, in the range of 6.87. Third semester also, the SGPI remained the same, but I was happily in the bottom 1/3 of the class. I was much more happier, though my grades did not change. But the fourth semester, something miraculous happened. My SGPI went to 8.14. In the fifth semester, it went to 8.61. But the miracle was not me getting higher grades. Earlier on, I was studying 6-7 hours a day. Later on, it became only 1.5 hours a day. And that too to finish my assignments, not to study. And my grades were better, everything. And I had so much more time to do everything else in life. And that was the time I realized, when we do meditation, the mind is calmer. Everything happens much more effortlessly. And that possibility is there. When we become stress-free, we are able to achieve much more things than what we can imagine. Okay. See, when are we able to think better? When the mind is calm or disturbed? Obviously, calm mind. When are we able to take better action? With a calm mind. Anything in life we are able to do better with a calmer mind. And we'll be surprised. We will multiply. I'm not saying we will add our abilities. We will multiply our abilities as we move on the path of meditation. We are all from East India, and we have heard about Swami Vivekananda. If we listen to some of the stories about Swami Vivekananda, they appear to be very miraculous. But that is what happens when you practice meditation, when you practice pranayam. Your mind is able to perform many miracles which modern thoughts cannot understand. Okay. Any other questions we have? I'm not able to hear anyone. Are you all able to hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Raghavendra sir, any questions? Perhaps no questions.
Wait. Sit. No. Till now, any question from the participant end? Any question?
Okay, then we will end the session,
Sir,
Raghavendra ji.
One question from the Samrishta De ma'am, what is the impact of different mudras on meditation?
Yeah, the different mudras, no, they direct,
Yes,
you
yes.
know, see, if you have a telephone, there are two types of telephone, no? There is a landline which comes through wired network, and there is cellular phone which comes through the wireless network. In the same way, the human body, according to yoga, has two networks. One is the wired network, which we call nerves, and one is the wireless network, which modern science does not recognize, but yogic sciences recognize. They call them nadis. Both the wired and unwired wireless networks, they are called nadis. So just like a cell phone, you call a person and thousands of kilometers away, in a flash you connect with him, right? So some connection is happening. The signals are flowing in certain direction, right? So in the same way, these mudras, they direct the prana, the life force energy in different, through the wireless network, in different directions. So there are thousands and thousands of mudras. The four basic mudras which we are all born with is this mudra: Chin mudra, Chinmay mudra, Adi mudra, and Merudanda mudra. So these three mudras, no, the day the child is born, no, he will be doing these mudras. He will be either the child will be sleeping in Chin mudra, or Chinmay mudra, or Adi mudra. And after 3-4 months, the child will also start Merudanda mudra this way. Many times this way and sometimes this way also. So these are directing that energy into certain directions, which make that part of the body healthy, more efficient and strong. Okay. So these four are, God's gift to us. And the others are, actually all the other mudras are also God's gift to us only. Those circuitries exist, but they don't come to us naturally. Through teaching, through some person who understands, he can teach us and take us through an experience. Okay.
Sir, another question is that from Aisa Hina ma'am. Like, sir, prayers I feel are the best for stress management. Hope you agree.
Yeah.
Sir, prayers I feel are best for stress management. Hope you agree.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with it. I'm only saying when you do this, when you do these breathings and all this, your prayers also become very strong.
Yes, and another question from the same, like the satang that we do in the prayer, us best form of prayer.
Yeah.
Ashtanga.
Different people have different perspectives. So I would not say this is better than this. You do what you like and let others do what they want to do. That is more important.
Okay. So any other question from the participant end? It's better you simply unmute your mic and ask the question to the sir. Any question from the participant?
Raghavendra ji, I think we can end the session.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
no problem.
Thank you very much, sir, for joining the session. It's really very nice, and you can say it's very helpful for our life also, because nowadays we are suffering with the different stress, because now the corona is also one of the stress for ourselves. Okay, there are different peoples who are suffering with the different stress, or there are different like as per the title, we are trying to discuss about like how we are going to manage the stress. So this session is very useful, and we are really thankful to you, sir, to joining the session and give us the time, because we are follow you from last 3 months. Now we get the chance to, like, at least we are able to connect with through online mode. Okay, but in futures, we are requested you to, sir, please visit our university and give some tips to all the faculty members, student, and all the authorities. It's kind request to you, sir. Please try at least once you try to visit in our campus. And we are really thankful to our like AICT, Atal, FDP. They are going to provide our like a chance to connect with you. And also we are thankful to our GIT University authorities, management, and all the faculty members, and our beautiful participants from the different part of the country. We are really thankful to all the participants.
Yeah, it was my honor and privilege to address all of you all.
But sir, it's my humble request to you, at least try to visit our university. It's near to Andhra and Odisha border.
Yes, yes, I will come once the situation becomes more normal. I will for sure come and visit.
Because this
And
type of program is very useful for all of us. It may be from child, it may be from like old age peoples or middle age peoples. Because I already attended some of the program related to the meditation in the Madhya Pradesh.
Mhm.
Okay, in that times I learned lots of things like how to do the meditation and all that. It's very helpful actually.
Yes, yes,
Fine.
yes.
Yes. So we are really thankful to you, sir.
Yeah. So wish you all the best and
Thank you, sir. Namaste, sir.
namaste. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. And it's kind request to all the participants kindly join the tomorrow session at 8:50 a.m. or 8:55 a.m. because the tomorrow session is going to start from 9 a.m. to 10:30. Then after that 10:40 to 12:10. Then the third session 3:30 to 5. And the first session for tomorrow is the data analysis and the data analytics. And the second session is related to like machine learning classifier. And the third session, machine learning algorithm for data science. And the first session is going to taken by Dr. Sunil Kumar from IIITM Gwalior. And the second and third session is going to conduct taken by Dr. M. Srinivas from NIT Warangal. So thank you all the participants and also we are thankful for your cooperation. Thank you so much and good day to all. In case if you feel any type of like problems while you are going to connect, you simply write a mail or simply send the message in the group. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.